Hey, 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 everybody. It's Josie Tong from Sydney, Australia. Good morning, Saturday morning. And I know in other parts of the world, it's still Friday. And so I'm so excited today because our guest, this is our very first guest for a remarkable story, has been someone who really has inspired me. So I've been an entrepreneur for 14 years. I live in Sydney, Australia, originally from Baguio City. And I'm telling you that entrepreneurship has taught me a lot of lessons. But what we're going to hear today is a story of a remarkable woman who I know has built a successful business through grit, passion, and determination. We are going to hear Jill's story about how she was able to build her business to an executive level. So without much further ado, drop ready in the chat if you're ready, because I'm just about to introduce you to Jill, and I have got her bio here. We are ready. We are ready. All right. So just a little bit about Jill, and I know she's going to share her story. So Jill is a busy mom that loves to be surrounded by her daughter, husband, and fur baby. Who here have fur babies? She has years of experience supply chain management and marketing. She was working long hours. Okay, can anyone relate? In the home furnishings and fashion industry with challenges in her own health, right? Being tired of relying on corporate America, she decided to take control through LifeVantage. She has been out of corporate America almost 4 years and has been growing her business via social media. So we want to learn all that, as well as local connections. So Jill is never going back to work. I wouldn't imagine that she would, right? So the pandemic and these difficult times has been an extreme hardship for the family, and the LifeVantage money at times were the sole income for most months. So they survived thanks to LifeVantage. And so Jill Winchich, we are we're so excited to learn. So let us know about your story. So it's all over to you now.
Okay, I unmuted so that you can hear me. Welcome, everybody, and thank you. It's such an honor to be asked to do this call. And she's right, I was in New York City. And excuse me, I'm just 30 minutes from New York City, which I hate New York City, hate it. But I was telling Josie, this amazing business has given me a whole new life, completely whole new life. I was not an entrepreneur like Josie, and I met Josie. She inspires me. I met her in Mexico, but I also met her in Croatia too. And I earned those trips. Of course, I'm coughing now. I went to New York City today with other LifeVantage consultants that are not on my team. They're from South Dakota and another Jersey girl, Deborah Martucci. I didn't know these people prior to LifeVantage, and I met them through connections, and we help build each other up, and we help build each other. And just because somebody's not on Team Heart, don't feel funny asking for advice or help from other teams. Don't do that. We're one LifeVantage. So the fact that Jessica brought her whole family from South Dakota and staying with Deborah Martucci, we're doing things together and bonding and learning from each other. It is an incredible, incredible business. So my story, I lived life as a sick person most of my life. And I'm just now learning that the reason I have been sick is I had 10 amalgam fillings in my mouth for the last 40 years. Josie, I don't know if I've ever told you that, but I have some recent health struggles and I have 7 autoimmune diseases, and I was always sick. Then I found LifeVantage and I became a well person. Now I'm dealing with something right now. I have a diagnosis of breast cancer, but it's probably from my teeth. So I'm working through that. So if I cough, I am still draining from the teeth, and it's going to be another 6 months of draining, but I'll be okay. I have all the right things in place with the positive attitude, and I'm going to be fine. But the truth is I worked ridiculous hours and I hated my job, and I needed to feel well to keep working, right? But I felt terrible all the time. Found LifeVantage, got the energy, and I just would say every day, there's got to be something better, because this is not it. I was with another network marketing company for a hot minute, and then somebody approached me with LifeVantage. They showed me ABC Primetime. I'm like, no, I'm good. I was not doing network marketing. I was not watching any video. I apologize about the coughing, but I'm draining from all the toxins. So it took me a week to look at that video. And when I finally looked at it, I went, all right, I'll give it a try. Because I thought the whole thing was a joke. 3 of the herbs I'd already been taking, but when I learned about the synergy and I started feeling better, I went, okay. At that time, I was working full time and doing literally running to the bathroom, no lie, and sending messages to people, you know, on my lunch break, on my way, building my business while I was working full time because I knew I had to do something else. And my husband says, what are you doing? Why are you working so hard? What are you doing? You don't need to do this. We have enough money. I'm like, no, I need to do something. Well, one fine day, they said they didn't need me anymore. And I was about a Pro 5 at the time, which I don't even know what that is, MC, whatever. But I was probably, what does a Pro 5 make? Like $5,000 a month, something like that. It's about right. I don't even know. And I said, okay, yeah, maybe I don't need you either. So 4 years ago, when I lost my job, I was scared for a minute. But then I got busy and I, instead of working, you know, in the bathroom or working before work and after work, I quit my 9 to 5 to work 24/7. But we joke about it, but it's up to me. I don't have to work. I don't have to work as hard as I work, but I wanted to because I was passionate about how many people I could help. Fast forward, COVID happened and I went, oh boy, I got to really put my head down. Now, during COVID, my business kind of stayed flat. Did you guys go up or down? Or how were you guys during COVID? I was, oh, look what I have. I have a LifeVantage fan. I was pretty flat. And then fast forward, I hit Pro 6 right after I lost my job. So that was replacing my income, sort of. And then collagen came out. Now, I thought collagen, I don't know about you guys. Did you guys have collagen in Australia? Yes. And where else, what other countries are we talking to other than Philippines? You don't have a collagen yet, do they? When is collagen hitting Philippines, Josie?
Sorry, I couldn't unmute myself. Oh, November. We have it in
Okay.
Australia, New Zealand, November, yeah.
Well, the Aussies know that the collagen changed the game, right? It changed the game for me because May, I found out about something going on here. June, the collagen came out. I had 60 customers in July, 40 customers in August. And I finally, I said, okay, you're going to do Pro 7 because you're this close. And I put my head down and I did it. I did it. Everybody wants collagen. And when you sit and focus and explain to people what we have our hands on and why, and show them before and after pictures. I mean, remember, this is a year ago before we had the study. The study is like, holy mackerel. I just read that study and it's complicated. And by the way, heads up, we are trying to get a 2 or 3 liner from corporate that's compliant to say about the collagen. I don't know if you know that. I just read it because nobody knows what to really say, right? Other than it's amazing, take it, right? So I really focused on the collagen. I was always the number 1 vitality stack for the year. I was like always number 1, 2, or 3. I'm down in vitality stack. I'm number 20 now. I don't care because people are taking the glow stack now. They're replacing it. I do have people that love their vitality stack and are going to take that in addition, but it's all about money, right? We have to make decisions for ourselves on what we can afford. I personally asked Dr. Nancy Bryan, I said, listen, there's people that can't afford everything. What should they be taking? And her answer was NRF2 and collagen. Those 2 are the most important. So I focused on that. And that was in September based on her advice, because everybody wants, I take all of it. Okay. But I can afford to, right? But a lot of people can't. So that's why the glow stack was the most important of the products. So that's what I did. And you know, I had people buying multiple months. That's why we ran out of stock, because people were buying multiple months. But now we don't have an inventory problem. So that's awesome. Now is working on retaining those people, right? And I'm having a good retention with collagen. I feel like people are staying on it. They're being consistent. And that's why my business is growing. I am personally trying to slow down. But let me tell you what happened during COVID. My husband lost his job. And my husband was the one saying, why are you doing this? We don't need the money. All right, now you lost your job. How are you paying the bills? So COVID happened and we had to go through our retirement. My husband's all his retirement he had to go through because my mortgage is high, you know, and what was I going to pick up and move? No, where was I going? And we talked about moving several times, but where are you going? The rents are ridiculous, right? So we had to push through. And without this money, I mean, we were scared. I mean, what was that called where they let you push the mortgage out and not pay? I forgot what it was called. We did that a couple times, but we were able to pay all the bills because of LifeVantage. If I did not have that money, you know, I joke that we would have been homeless or had food stamps, but it's true because I had to pay and I still do. My husband works to pay the mortgage and I pay for everything else. And think about it. New Jersey has the highest cost of living. New York and New Jersey are ridiculous. It's like so dumb. The amount of money we pay for taxes, we just got our tax bill. I don't even know. Maybe I should move to Japan because I don't even know what the cost of living is there. It is ridiculous. I don't know where to go anymore. But without focusing on this business, and people say, well, what drives you to do this, right? It's the passion of knowing that I can help others. Of course, I'm helping myself, right? And knowing that I got to make the money, right? Because I am not going back to work. That's not an option. I am not going back to work for somebody. I had a six-figure salary job. I was a supply chain planner, okay? And I just couldn't do it. I could not, like today, going to New York City, I just sit down and I'm like, I can't believe I did this every day for 20 years. I just can't. So every day I wake up and I'm braless to my computer messaging. And if you've watched any of my crazy videos, 9 times out of 10, I don't have makeup on. I go, good Lord, look what I look like. And that's how I build my business. So I built it online. And when I got this diagnosis, I've been really focusing on my brand, if you will, about educating people on health. Okay. By the way, I did get in trouble because one of my videos used the word cancer. Okay. And I just showed a bottle of Protandim and they said, take it down. Like, seriously? I didn't even say anything. They're like, take it down. So you have to stay compliant because we can't claim to cure, treat, diagnose, but I know these products are helping me, right? But I have to be, you have to be careful. And you know what? Compliance has me on speed dial. Eric calls me all the time, Josie. And as Brandon Cunningham says, if you're not getting an email from compliance, you're not working hard enough. So I am always being called by compliance. I'm like, all right. So I try, but you know, I don't want to say I try to get away with it, but I'm trying to get the message out about, and this is how you do it, guys. You educate people on what our products can do. Like I am all about the SOD. Everybody knows the importance of SOD. Don't worry. I just got Josie's another email. It's like, see, you're working hard too. Guys, you got to work harder. If Eric is not messaging you, you're not working hard enough on social media. I get in trouble all the time. So what I said to Eric on the phone, I said, hold on a minute. I'm allowed to say our products reduce oxidative stress, raise the glutathione, and raise the SOD. Yes, you can. But then I have to tell people, please go to Google Scholar and look at what they do. Or in another video, talking about what SOD can do about disease. Now, this collagen, does everyone aware that the collagen raises your SOD 2,700%? Are we aware of that? I don't feel that it's talked about that much because I think they're trying to downplay it, keep it quiet. But if you go in your app, or not your app, on your website, and you hit collagen, go all the way to the bottom, go to the PDF with the science, and it's right there. It's Lico says it's insane. Yeah, you go right there. It shows you the 3 genes that activate the collagen production, and it says SOD 2,700%. I feel like a lot of the stuff or advertisements or they put out there, they don't scream about that. And I'm screaming about that. Okay, so I know you're recording me, but I'm going to tell you that my dentist, I went to a biological dentist to remove my teeth. That's why I'm draining it's going to be a while. Told me, don't touch this till you fix this. I went, okay. My wife had breast cancer. Okay. SOD saved her life. Wait, what did you just say to me? I said, I didn't even tell him what I do. I didn't tell him anything about my products. I said, SOD saved your wife's life? He said, yeah. And that's when I went, okay, I got this. I was like, whoa, because he did not know anything about our products, and I'm still working on him. He still hasn't listened yet. There is a video, by the way, that came out in the Pose. If you haven't seen it, you should share it with your team, about a biological dentist. His name is Dr. Porter. And guys, I broke down and cried listening to that, because everything he said is what I'm going through. And that just built my belief up even higher about oxidative stress and the mitochondria and taking out all this amalgams, which is affecting our health. And he's recommending the product. So I'm working on that. But anyway, a squirrel moment. So the SOD, what I did, and this is what I'm going to continue to do, go to Google Scholar, look up SOD and disease, look up SOD and cancer, just like we go oxidative stress and NRF2, oxidative stress and disease, right? We look up oxidative stress and whatever disease, right? And when you show people that, you can say, this is what our products do. Now, here's some information on what they do. But you can't say we can, cure, treat, diagnose, or anything. But you educate them on what our products do and show them how SOD can help their health. There's also another gene, I'll educate you too, called the MMP9 gene. Same study in that same document. The MMP9 gene stops the degradation of the collagen, right? Look up MMP9 on Google Scholar. It also talks about stopping metastasization of cancer. I went, what? And again, I'm not allowed to make that claim. But if you go do the research on what lowering the MMP9 gene is and educate yourself, it's incredible. Now, has anyone, Josie, have you seen that article from Duke University on type 18 collagen?
No, you can send it and we can share it, Jill.
All right, I'll share it with you. There's an article which we've been sharing about type 18 collagen. We have type 18 collagen. Everybody know that? We have 10 types of collagen. One of them, my husband and I, because this was shrinking, went and started Googling all the types of collagen. And I'm like, why is this shrinking? What's going on? And there's 3 types of collagen that work on that. Now, again, I can't make these claims, but when you pull out this study and you start looking at these genes, I don't know if anybody started doing it. I started looking up on the genes. There's interleukin-1 here at the top. I went, you look up that interleukin-1 and talks about reduction of tumors. I'm like, what? Can't make the claim, but I can say what our products can do and then let people do the research. That's the passion I got. And why do I have the passion? Because I feel, this is my opinion, I feel like people say, well, how'd you get cancer? Cancer didn't happen in 10 days. Cancer probably was 10 years and they just detected it now. Cancer doesn't happen overnight, guys. It grows, right? I was told I had cancer 8 times in the last 15 years. And I went, oh, here we go again. I feel like maybe God gave me this small tumor. It's only 16 millimeters now, so that I can show the world how to clear it naturally. That's how I feel. I'm not stupid. If it doesn't clear, I'm going to go see the doc. I have another scan in October after global. If it's not gone, or if it's not shrinking, I'll take it out. Like Sveta, I gave Sveta Silverman. I went, here's my biopsy, and she said, cut it out. It's old. It's plastic or whatever. And I was going to go have it cut out twice, but I kept saying, follow your gut. Something doesn't feel right. Like something doesn't feel right. So I took a step back, and it still doesn't feel right, but I'll make a decision in October. But that's what powers me, because these products are incredible. And you can't link the two, but when you educate people on what they do and show them what, do you follow what I'm saying? We raise SOD 2,700%. Now look at what SOD means. You can raise the glutathione, look at the importance of glutathione and put them together. That's why I'm educating people on social media. Now, I go to the pool, people are like, wow. Oh, that's the other thing. I've lost 32 pounds since collagen came out. Are a lot of people losing weight? Yes, no, maybe so. I did change my diet, but not dry. I mean, I lost 20 pounds before I started changing my diet. Someone else, yeah, I lost 32 pounds. I was, well, you remember, Josie, remember I was a little little fuller. I
Yeah.
was a little thicker, but again, I need to lose that weight. And I did the intermittent fasting and I feel better, right? So my husband says, wow, you have cancer and you look awesome. I never look better. So, I mean, generally I feel fine, but I'll get through this. But that's why I have the burning desire. So I'll go to the pool. People will say, what are you doing? And I'll just start talking about my product, right? But, you know, you have the naysayers and you know how people get, they're like, oh, her product doesn't work. And I'm like, you're right. It doesn't work for anyone that doesn't take it. That's who it doesn't
That's
work
a good one.
for. Love 'em. Mm.
Oh my gosh, guys, this is so inspiring, isn't it? And I'm learning a lot. Are you taking down notes? Hope you're learning.
I said to corporate, when was it? Where were we in New Orleans? I looked up in Google Scholar because I saved it in SOD and cancer. And I showed Kristen Cunningham. I go, look. She goes, oh, don't tell anybody that. Because it's not compliance. I can't say it. I'm like, do you understand the importance of SOD? They're like, oh, and they know it, right? It's very difficult because they, you know, the FDA will be knocking at my door if I can say that, you know, but what is SOD? SOD is a survival gene that's an enzyme missing in a sick cell. Now, how many of you knew that Joe McCord, who created a protandim, discovered the SOD molecule? Did anybody know that? Okay, so he discovered the molecule, and now we have a collagen, and they're not plastering. They're making that low key. I don't know why. I think it's because of the power of what SOD is. And I'll just share one more thing about my journey. I listened to Chris Beat Cancer. Okay, I listened to all the herbs. There's a million herbs you got to take, right? Turmeric. Oh, we have that. Quercetin. We have that. Beta glucan. We have that. I'm sure I'm missing something. And then he said prolytic enzymes. I go, what the heck's a prolytic enzyme? I never even heard of it. So of course I bought it, right? I get it home and I'm like, oh, it's digestive enzymes and SOD and catalase. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? I said, okay, I'm good. I got this because I know what we can raise the catalase. Yeah, I was like totally like blown away. And like my husband gets mad at me, goes, just go get it cut out. I'm like, leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. So, you know, you have to keep I'm using energy healing. I'm also using frequency. I don't know if anybody uses frequency. I got all these weird things. I'm doing frequency healing as well. I'm using energy healers, but I'm taking 3 protandim a day. I'm doing that too, because our products are amazing. And there's so many stories. Kai Hayes, look at her story with her husband, and Tirza Chocolata. I mean, the stories of people that have recovered with protandim is just by itself is incredible. And then throw in this collagen. This collagen is just like, whoa. And that's what built my business and brought it to the next level. Now I had a lot of people, you know, buy and drop off. And, you know, you asked me what my DMO is. I always working on social media first. If you're not consistent on social media, you're never going to win there. Now, I went from 3,000 followers to 11.4 thousand followers since May. I don't know how that happened. If I could figure out the formula to tell you, I would, but I did a post, swear to God, you can look, about detox baths. And all I did was share the video and it went crazy. What are you saying? She's saying prolytic enzymes or empty stomach or breakdown. Okay. I stopped taking them because I said, do I really need a prolytic enzyme if I'm already taking digestive enzymes and the SOD? So I stopped taking them. I have people that muscle test me all the time for everything, but I am taking a lot of stuff. How much can one take, right? But I'm focusing on the draining from all this. So what is, I just lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Josie, help me. What did I just say?
Your DMO and your followers.
Okay, my DMO. So you should get up in the morning and move your body and exercise. Yeah, you should. I don't. I'm so bad at that. Like, you should do all that in the morning. I get up in the morning and I have to see what's going to drive me that morning. I always make sure I have a story. Guys, you have to sell on stories. That's where you can vomit your product on stories. That's where you have to use product. And if you see somebody else's story, just rip off and repeat. Nobody cares. Just do it. I rip off and repeat all the time, and then make it my own. I try to keep notes of what I'm going to do the next day. Doesn't always work. I always say I'm going to follow up. I don't. I keep a list, but I don't. I keep going, and I keep my funnel super full, super full. Story, I'm telling you, I have to follow up with somebody that came to my house 4.5, 5 years ago about Protandim. She's like, la, 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 didn't hear me. She finally said yesterday, okay, I get paid Friday. I'm in. Finally. So you just, people are watching. You just don't know when they're going to start. I mean, and then there's people that fight with me, and I'm like, okay, block, move on. Don't fight with anybody. If they want to argue with you and fight with you, it's not worth your time. And you make yourself sick over it, really. It's just, I mean, people fight. Oh, they'll see. That's another thing. If anyone gives you slack about NRF2, just say, show me where it says Protandim. Because NRF2 is an apple, Protandim is an orange. And you'll get people that will go to Google and find all this negative stuff. I'm like, show me where it says Protandim. Because if it doesn't say Protandim, I don't want to hear about it. It's not the same animal, right? So my DMO would start every day with stories, trying to do one post. You gotta add personality. Like today I did a post about my dreams and whatever. You can't always do product. The more product you do, the less Facebook and Instagram lets your viewers see it. Now, is everyone aware of that? There's like the bots behind the screens looking at what you're posting. Engaging posts. Okay, guys, I did a great post. You got to steal it. It said, if you were in 1981 and you were asleep and woke up in 2023, what would you think about the world? Something like that. I had like 80 comments. What are my favorite videos to share for potential customers? Okay. So we have a landing page, which I think Team Heart has a landing page too. It's called Living Life. I don't even know. It's shortcut my phone. Living Life Activated. Don't you have a landing page typically, Josie?
Yeah, activatedlife.net. Yeah.
You have Activated Life, and we're Life Activated. That's the opposite. That's what I've been using. When it comes to collagen, it's so difficult. I don't like any of the collagen videos. Sorry, but they think they stink. Anyone have a great collagen video? Because I'm still looking for one. The doctor is all, I don't know. I don't like her either. I'm having bigger trouble. My favorite collagen one, believe it or not, is Dr. Dondi Nettles. He does a great video. Biohack and Activate. I don't even know whose page that is. I got to look it up. But I have I save all these shortcuts on my phone. Does everybody use shortcuts in your phone? Yes, no? Shortcuts, if you have an iPhone, is a must. I must have 6,000 shortcuts because you're able to save it and type 3 letters and boom, the video gets set in seconds. Does everyone know that? Yes, they're the best. And if you don't, if you're a Droid, you're on your own. I don't know how to do it. But if you're an Apple, look up how to save shortcuts, because that's how I built my business. If I didn't have shortcuts when I was in the bathroom running over to try to talk to people, if you had shortcuts, is so easy. It's a couple strokes. But just Google how to do a shortcut in an Apple phone. It's super easy. You just save it with 3 letters. Hold on, I've saved videos. Yeah, you can save videos on your iPad and your iPhone. Again, notes. I do everything in notes. Josie has great posts. If you see great posts from someone, save it and use it later. But you don't want to necessarily do it the same day, because Facebook knows when you're cut and pasting. You know that, right? They don't let people see it. And then you do this great post, right? And comments. I'm like, really? And then I do the stupidest post and I get all these comments. Honestly, guys, if it wasn't for this business, I would never be on social media. I hate it, but it's how I build my business. I literally hate it. It's a job. It really is. It's my job. And that's why I get up in the morning and figure out, what am I going to do? if you can be a planner, do it. I'm not a great planner. I have piles over here and notes here, like here, oh, here's my pile from last week. It didn't get done, but I just keep going. Every week I talk to my team. Every week I just like I'm here trying to talk to people. I'm always trying to third party validate, help newbies. I have a couple new people that just joined. I am strong with customers. I don't have a lot of consultants, which is not a good thing. But I'm getting paid more. So this month, I think my volume was 16,000. But when the month I went Pro 7, my volume was 25,000 personal volume. It was sick. It was too much. But it's hard to maintain that. You don't want that. You want people, you want worker bees, right? You want to try to duplicate people to duplicate. And that's the other thing. I'm trying to calm down a little bit so people can duplicate me. And, it seems to be working because I'm finally getting some leaders. Yep, you did it right. Apple settings, general keyboard. Yep, that's right. That's how you do the shortcut. So everyone should write that down because shortcuts will save your life. Absolutely save your life. All right. What other questions do you have for me, Josie? My DMO.
Wow, guys, you've learned so much, right? So I think maybe Jill, we can take some questions. So I've sent a huge, it's a long list to Jill, and you're just so amazing. I know I've learned a lot. I'm telling you, I've learned a lot from you today. So Bebet, do you have a question? You've raised your hand, or anyone else? Does anyone have any questions to Jill? This is an opportunity. I know that I've learned so much today. I'm a business builder. I don't necessarily delve too much more in the products, but I will now. I think it's time to do that. So, okay, Nira, yeah.
You need to do both. You need to do business, and I don't do enough of the business, Josie. So good for you that you do, and I'm the opposite. Okay, I'm sorry. So did someone have a question?
You're right. All right. So Nira, I'm just gonna unmute you. I've just asked to unmute you.
Jill, thank you very, very much for what you're doing. It's amazing. I'd just like to ask, on stories on Facebook, how many stories do you put up, and any particular time, or do you just put just one up? I hate Facebook.
I have read things that say do it certain times, and then I've read it doesn't matter. One thing I will tell you guys, which is helpful, when you like today, I didn't do that many because I was in New York City. Sometimes I might do ones that stories that's like, 6 or 7 consecutive stories in a row telling a story. Today I just did 1 or 2. I didn't do many today. But when people, if you're talking about product, if you're engaging them, asking a question on the story and they don't answer necessarily, look at who's viewing your story. Go message them, say, thank you so much for viewing my story. Would you ever consider trying the product? Somebody just wrote another question, like engage with the people. So when you engage with people on Messenger, they're automatically going to see your Facebook. That's the game they play. So sometimes you have 100 views. I don't have time to reply to 100 people. So you do your best. And after a while, like some people keep watching and you remember or write it down. I have some people, I'll ask questions and then they'll ignore me because they don't want to be sold. People want to buy, they don't want to be sold to, eventually they'll come around. So you just, playing its social media game is a game, and you have to figure out how to play ball, and it changes all the time. The rules then and Instagram, oh my God, Instagram is torture. She said, platforms do I prefer? I hate them all, to be honest. But I think Facebook's easier, but I think it's so difficult on Instagram, to be honest. I maybe got 2 customers, but Rachel Pekarik said to me, Instagram is touchy, but just stay consistent. And I did. So, I mean, I got all my 11,000 followers on Instagram. I don't know, what, if they're buying product. And here's the other thing. Sometimes you know, they might go to the direct to Amazon or just go Google LifeVantage, and you never know if you're missing people. And it's happened to me. And let me teach you, if that happens to you and you communicate and someone said, oh yeah, I already bought. And they're like, what do you mean? You didn't buy from me. Who'd you buy from? Or if it's if they went to Amazon, you can get their email or their phone number, and we can export it and put it back to you. If it's your customer, we can do that. Like, it happened to me twice. And I had someone in Canada, listen to this. She said, I'm ready to be a consultant. I'm like, oh, okay, let me start. She goes, well, my account. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're not even a customer. She goes, oh, I've been buying it for a year. I'm like, what? And I called corporate and we got her email, and she ordered by mistake on another account, and she sent the email, and I was able to pull her back in and get paid for the year of commission. So I'm like, wow, I don't know how people are going to slip through, especially because every 10 people you talk to, one's going to be interested. So, you know, it happens, right? We just have to keep going, and it's about building the company. Hopefully you'll pull them back in. You know, we try so hard to keep our customers. It's about relationship building, talking to people, but sometimes you just like your head hurts trying to talk to these people. I have a girl, when I hang up right now, she's been talking to me for months and she wants to be a consultant. I was out all day. She goes, put it in for me. Like, I'm everyone's secretary. That's the other thing. If you want to get it done, ask for the information to get it in, because you can send a shopping cart, you can send your website, and guess what happens? Nothing. If you want to get it, you want to get these people in, and that's how I built it. I have a little notebook here, and every little person has their own page. Give me your name, address, phone number, credit card, 3-digit, and go and put it in yourself. You might be a secretary, but somebody said, I also have a tip. What is your tip? If you want to grow, you might have to do some work. Okay. And I have people saying to me, always, hold on. I had another consultant hack into my consultant's account. I reported it and they dealt with it. Okay. Oh, that's scary. Yeah. You hear weird stories. I heard a bunch of weird stories, but everything is figure outable and everything is fixable. All right. And don't get deterred by anything, you know, people that are bad mouthing anything, because, you know, the whole thing with Amazon, Josie, you remember when you first joined, the whole thing with Amazon, well, they fixed that.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazon, the prices are higher, and if it's lower, it's fake. We found one today that was $50 ago. That's fake. That's not real, but they have to get them off there, right? So don't let anyone deter you that say, oh, well, they're going to buy it on Amazon because they can get it tomorrow. Well, that's stupid. You don't have the rewards program if you're on an Amazon. You don't have 30-day money back guarantee, and you're not helping small business. So, you know, I do that all day long, but educate people.
We've got a couple of questions. So I know, you know, I told them it's going to be 20 minutes. I'm going to have a Q&A, but you know what? We need to hear, we need you to answer these questions because we're so enjoying this. So Lisa, I think, can we go to Lisa first? She did raise her hands earlier. Lisa, you can unmute. And then we go to Nira. Yeah. You can unmute.
Okay. Yeah. Hi, Joel. Thank you for being here, and thank you for answering questions and giving us your insight. The question I have actually is, how do you handle people who have an opinion around our company as being a pyramid scheme versus network marketing? Like, how do you deal with people like that?
Well, now more than ever, since Evolve starts, that went out in the garbage can, because we are now you get paid more for customers, right? So if people say it's a pyramid scheme, the first question I say is, what does that mean? What does that mean? And they say, well, you know, we're a publicly traded company. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're a pyramid scheme, my husband's a car dealer. The GM, the district managers, and all the salesmen, boy, that's a pyramid. Every business is a pyramid shape. Everybody gets paid. So the fact that they're saying pyramid scheme is they're just, sorry, but they're just stupid. They don't know what they're talking about. I mean, a pyramid scheme, all right, if you want to talk pyramid scheme, that would be, what the heck's that guy's name? A Ponzi scheme. That is when there's no exchange for a product for money. That's the only thing that's not legit. We are a publicly traded company for God's sakes, I was out there in New York City with Josie ringing the bell, right? There's no pyramid scheme here. It's just not. It's a real viable company with an amazing product. And just say, listen, if you're so worried, then this isn't for you. And step back. You know what they call that, cat mouse, right? You know that technique? Because
Okay.
they'll be running to you.
Awesome.
So
Thank you for that, Lisa. So Nira, you
thank
got
you very
another
much.
question?
So
Oh, you're muted. Yep, go ahead.
as I said, so you hate network, you hate social media. How do you actually do it? Like, what is
shut
it?
up and do it. Just shut up and do it. Listen, there's 2 billion people around the world, millions. No, there's 340 million in the United States. I actually looked it up yesterday. 340 million in the United States alone. I have some people in Canada, 1 or 2 in Australia. I don't have a lot in Australia. I'm dying to increase my people in Australia. I had an Aussie live with me years ago, and she's in her 30s, and I want to shake her. She's like, nope, her mother will take the product. And I have a couple customers. I'm just like, one of them, I need one person, come on. But they're just like, we'll just take the product. I'm like, damn it. But
So, but what's in your mind frame? What is it that is it just sheer grit? Are you just using a sheer grit, or is it something that's in your mind that you say, okay, this is going to get me over the line to post today?
no, I don't have a problem posting. I just hate all the political nonsense between the COVID nonsense and the Black Lives Matter and it's disgusting in the United. Well, you guys have the same thing there. It's just ridiculous. So trying to stay clear of all that, guys, you can't talk about religion, or at least I don't. I mean, a lot of people talk about religion. A lot of people talk about politics. I have people on my team that don't have the same mindset as me in terms of the politics. Do you know I had to unfriend my own team members? I went, not doing that game. And they will start yelling it all. And they start talking about Trump versus Biden. I'm like, we're not doing that game here. And I have 3 consultants on my team that I had to unfriend. I didn't block them, but I had to unfriend them because we're not doing that. And that's why it was like so annoying for a while. But now I try, when you do fun things and you make engaging posts, sometimes you find stuff and just save it and use it another time, because then I don't mind so much, because when it's fun, if you will, right? I sometimes incorporate my dog, my fur baby, wherever he is, but it's work. It's definitely work. And reels is not easy. Don't even ask me how to do it. Google it, because I'm still figuring it out. Reels is how you grow your business. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about our product, but I just did a reel today. I'll do one on the New York City trip. People want to watch this stuff. I don't know why. I mean, but again, using reels about health really helped too. Tina, could I share something, please? Small, please. What does she mean?
Yeah. Oh, unmute me, Tina.
Hello, hi Jill. Nice to hear you.
Hi.
My small sharing is I was told the other day by a very prominent naturopath in our area that vitamin C, lemon juice in a warm milk twice a day or once a day, our body will turn less acidic and become more alkaline, and cancer cannot live in an alkaline body. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
Okay.
I've just bought a batch of lemons. My son and I are having it, twice a day and in our water, just because. So has anyone else heard that? That was just
Not in milk. I won't drink milk.
No,
because-
not milk, water.
Water. Oh yeah, no. What I do every day is I'm taking whole lemons, I'm slicing them, putting them in the freezer, because the frozen lemon actually has more bioflavonoid, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'm taking them out, putting them hot water and lemon first thing in the morning, because yes, there's lots of anti-cancer properties in that. I do that every morning. Yes.
Beautiful. I just wanted to throw that in there because it sounds like you're doing everything. And
Oh God, Lord, I am
yeah.
saunaing, dry brushing, soaking in baking soda and salt, 3 Protandim a day, the whole, you name it, I take it. I mean, and then all this other stuff.
You're going to do great. One
yeah.
thing I just heard you say, but you said it so quickly, was amalgam. I've had all my amalgam fillings taken out of my mouth because I've heard that that can also mess with your brain. Okay, so I did that early this year. I didn't like the look of them, but when I heard you say that, what other things did you feel that was causing? Was it basically you were just concerned about?
So to be honest, and this, if you get this video, Josie, by Dr. Porter, the woman said that they had a thermography, and that's what I had after my mammography. And the thermography said, what's going in your mouth? Because there's a line leaking and you're gonna get breast cancer. I'm like, what?
Oh, okay.
I ran to the dentist, the homeopathic dentist, $5,000 later. Thank you, LifeVantage. I could not afford that. And again, all this stuff, I'm spending a lot of money on my health right now, like $500 on this and $600 on that. If I didn't have this, if I didn't have this 16,000 in PV, do the math. That's 30%. That's a lot of money. I wouldn't be able to afford all this. I just couldn't. But that's when you know what, there's no doctor telling me to do all this. There's no doctor saying do this and that. I'm figuring it out myself. Yes, I have a chiropractor who's smart, working with cell core products to clean the parasites. I have that on board. I mean, eating no gluten, no dairy, no sugar. I had a little wheat today, but hopefully I won't die. Well, even Sveta said, when you go to Mexico, there's no tortilla trips. I said, I know. So like, it's serious. You have to, because you either fight disease or you feed disease. And Lisa Marie, get them out of your mouth. I don't know where you are, but girlfriend, get them out of your mouth. This doctor said that mercury is the most toxic thing for the body.
And they've been doing it for years.
40 years mine were in my teeth.
If you're going to get them out, I did mine without anesthetic. Be very mindful of what they're putting into the anesthetic, because I've heard there's some serious toxins in the anesthetic. So weigh up your odds. Yeah. And
so what he did is he muscle tested me, and muscle tested of the six anesthetics, which I'm like least allergic to, and he muscle tested what he was putting in. Now, I'm a little blocked up because he did do some homeopathic drops. God knows what they are. I ran out of them 3 weeks ago, and I need to get back on Wednesday to get these, whatever they are. They work on drainage, because all my, what's it called, lymph nodes are very, very tight. And I have a lymphatic drainage massage person working on me, who also sells the hell out of collagen, because when she touched me, she goes, wait, what happened to your body? And then she became a consultant and is selling like crazy too. Because, by the way, let me just share this with you guys, education, red quinoa. Red quinoa is what raises that SOD. When Julissa, who does my massage, said, when she heard there was red quinoa in our product, she goes, sign me up. I'm like, really? Why? She's Bolivian. And she said in Bolivia, they used to take the cow's feet, make the collagen, and put red quinoa in it. I went, what? So that's the magic in our product, is that red quinoa that activates to create that SOD. So that's just a little education if you've never heard that before. The red quinoa really is what's making our product super amazing. So, but anyway, so
one last thing, Jill, may I just say as well that I completely hear you. If it wasn't for LifeVantage, I wouldn't have been paying my mortgage the last 5 months. So, yeah.
And if it wasn't for LifeVantage, I don't know if it'd be walking around alive, because God knows what could have really, I mean, I don't know, maybe I would have had stage 4 breast cancer. I don't know what I would have been, because I started taking the products 5.5 years ago. And now, I mean, I'm a big girl and I got a 16 millimeter little thing going on. So let's pray that it goes away and goes away. But the biggest thing is your emotions and your fear. Okay. So, here's another thing. If you want to grow in this business, you have to see yourself doing it. I woke up one morning and I said, I wore a red dress. If anyone saw me on stage, I wore a red dress when I did my Pro 7, whatever. Do you remember that? I saw myself in that red dress on that stage. And I woke up crying. I went, you have to do this. You see it to believe it, and you're going to do it. And that's when I woke up. It was early. It's because August is my birthday month. It was exactly about a year ago, right this week. Yeah, it was. And I went, you have to do this. You have to shut. I didn't go to the pool but once. Everyone's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm busy. And I put my head down and I just kept contacting people, had to tell everyone about this product. And then people just went crazy, and I did it. But guys, if you don't see it and you don't believe it, you won't be it. That's
Yeah.
really a very important message. Will I get to EC2 eventually? But I'm not there. I'm not there yet. My business is just, it's staying, it's kind of like flattened out. It didn't typically, when you hit a rank, a lot of people go down, right, Josie?
Yeah.
But I'm holding my own. I mean, 1 or 2 months I don't hit it, but I'm holding my own. I mean, how many people are in the trip? Anybody are in the trip? I know you did, Joe's, right?
Yeah, well done,
Oh,
Jill.
yeah, you too, Tina.
yeah.
Oh, awesome. I can't wait to
Oh,
meet you.
I've got 17 points to go. We've got a few people here in the call who got it. I think Liko, Colonel Henry, Tina.
Well, make sure when you go, you come up and you introduce yourself, because I'm a big zero. I won't remember everybody's name. So
No,
yeah.
you will have a lot of fans. What an amazing sharing today, Jill. And this is what we do. We're Life Vantage family. We're all one. And so we're here, we openly share. So I hope you learned something today, because I know that I have. Drop in the chat, if 10, if you learned something. So the way to honor Jill is to be able to, share what she's taught us today, so that we can impact a lot of people as well and have as many customers. Build your business, build your income, and let's go out there and make a big difference. So Jill, you have impacted a lot of people. And as you know, there's a domino effect from one person to the next, and then eventually your message will reach out to hundreds of people. So
And one thing
thank
I'm
you
gonna ask
so
guys,
much.
I am not a super religious person, but I do believe in the power of prayer. So I ask each one of you to pray for me and
Yep.
keep my positive focus, so that come October after Global, that I get this news, because I need this gone. I need to move on with my life. So just pray for me, everyone, please.
Yeah. We will. Thank you, Jill.
Thank
Thank you, everyone. So let's take a photo.